And the streets don't shine till you come out at night. Usually the harmless type, but I know that you're worth the fight. No, the streets don't shine till you come out at night. Usually the harmless type, but pass me that light though. I know you usually don't smoke, but I thought with me you might though. I'm just trying to show you my true intentions, like we met at an intersection. After that grass we started undressing. Let me crash like Geico, and I know you know.
What's up, Facebookers? What's up, YouTube? This is Billy at Bakersfield Tough. Man, I am so pumped up today. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Off season, did a huge Wet Sounds upgrade to our Malibu boat. That's going to be rad, and today's the day I get to take it out. We're going to test it. We're going to see how it works. That's going to be rad. I got sent a package from the guys at Wet Sounds, man, and we're going to open that deal up here in a second. I think there's some gear in here for you guys. We're going to have a contest here. That's going to be fun. And but I want to show you this, man. I don't really show some of the stuff that we get hooked up. A lot of people in town do cool stuff for us. And the Mad Striper, he calls himself the Mad Striper, did this for us. Has some really cool pinstripes in here. And man, I just want to say I'm real thankful for that. And he did a lot of work on tractors and dirt movers and stuff. And he's getting back into it. So I thought that was cool, man. Thanks for that, or Mad Striper. Thank you for that. That's very cool. Okay, so let's get into this, man. I'm going to open this up and let's see what they sent us. Now, I hope this is here because this is awesome. And this is it's the Shiver 36 from Wet Sounds. And Wet Sounds makes like really nice products here. They just do. And this will hold like 36 cans, but let me see what we got here. And I think hopefully there's some stuff in here for you guys. I'm going to cut myself. All right. Yeah, it is cool. Oh man, that is legit. Kind of break that down. Man, that's cool. I can't wait to look at that. Let's see this real quick. Yeah. Man, that's so rad. That's so cool. Let me kind of see here. Oh, snap. Oh, man, we got all kinds of cool stuff in here. So, yeah, man, this could be for you guys. I'm going to keep one for sure. But check this out, man. They gave us some hats. That's going to be cool. Oh, man, that's legit. Some Wet Sounds stuff. That's neat. We got some koozies here. Yeah, that's cool, man. We'll do some giveaways on this stuff for sure. Let's see here. Oh, man. Look at this. Oh, they hooked me up. These are going to look so legit. I got some speaker covers for the boat. For our Rev10s, man. That's going to be rad. So what we'll do here is, man, you know how we do it, man. You share this post and pick a number between 1 and 500, and we'll get you guys. I'll pick like 3 different winners, 3 or 4 different winners out of this deal. We'll get people set up with a cool Wet Sounds hat and a koozie. That'd be rad, man. Okay, so we're gonna get out today. I can't wait to test this stuff out. If you know Wet Sounds, they are the elite when it comes to stereo equipment on boats. So let's get out there. I'm gonna take you back in the shop and kind of show you some of the equipment that we are putting on the boat. And then after that, we will take off to the lake and try it all out. We are doing the WakeSetter overhaul sound system. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna show you what we're taking out and what we're putting in. So let's talk about what we're pulling out first. Now, these weren't bad, but I wanted something with a little bit more midtones to it, a little bit more deeper sound to it. These are the Rockford Fosgate. They do it, like I said, they're pretty loud, but I don't think they're as loud as what we're gonna put in. And we had, on the tower, we had 2 8s, which you see here, these are coming out. And we had 2 6.5s, which you see over here, and those are coming out. And we'll talk about what we're gonna replace those with. We actually had 6.5s all throughout the inside, and those are all coming out. All right, so let's talk about, and let me talk about the amps that we had in there. We had 2 Rockford Fosgate punch. We had a P, you see there, the 600 times 4, and then we had the P1000 X5, right? Those are coming out. These are actually really heavy. I didn't realize how heavy these were until I took them out. Now, one of the things I didn't like about the Rockford Fosgate was how hot they got. It was a little bit too hot for my liking. It was enough where it heated up everything in the glove box, and they are externally cooled. That's how they are meant. So like when they're hot like that, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's very hot. You could not put your hand on that amp when it was rocking. And so I just didn't like something that hot, you know, inside the boat. So we got rid of that. All right, so let's go with what we're going with inside the boat. Let's talk about the amps here first. First we have the DX, the Sinister DX6 Wet Sounds. Sorry, the box looks a little tweaked out. We'll show you what it looks like in there, but this is the DX, the Sin DX6. This is gonna run all the speakers on the inside of the boat, not counting the tower and the sub. This right here is the Sin DX 2.3 to run, there it is, man, check it out, 4 Rev10s. Now, I was told, I originally got the Sin DX2, and they said that's the wrong amp to have. You need to have the 2.3 to really take advantage of everything that those can do. So if you have 4 Rev10s, think about getting the Sin DX 2.3. You might be able to get another amp too, but that's what we're going with. Now for the sub, we got a single Wet Sounds HTX-1, and we're gonna run, the sub we're gonna be running is a Free Air Wet Sounds 12-inch. And you can get they have this also, they also have an upgraded one if you wanna get the Pro Series. It's quite a bit more. This one right here, I think you get for about $3 something. I think the Pro Series is probably at least double that. You have different options you can get on the screens, as you see here. And we are gonna go, because I just thought, I don't know, I thought it'd be better down there. We're gonna go, I didn't want anybody kicking the speaker, so we're just gonna go with the black grill cover to go on top of it. So that's that. One more thing before I jump in the boat, I almost forgot about it. I wanna show you that the 6.5 speakers we're using, or 6-inch or whatever, are the Rev6s, the Rev06s, and they have an LED behind the speaker that comes through. It's pretty cool. These sound very good. Now, these are a little bigger than this Wet Sound speaker, which is a SW65ICB. Our original plan was to run this throughout the whole boat. The problem was on the dash. These don't fit. You're gonna have to do quite a bit of modification to get these to fit. You're gonna have to grind out some of the fiberglass, and I didn't like the amount where we'd have to mount it, where we'd have to grind out in the glove box. So we decided to go with the SW65ICB, and that you should be able to put into the dash without having to do any kind of modifications. And in fact, you don't even have to remove the glass. So there you go. All right, let's go. Oh, one more thing too. We've got the Pro Sport 12. We're gonna put a battery bank in there. And what this does is when we have the boat parked, you know, we're not using the boat, it should trickle charge the amps. That way, you know, you're not running the batteries down when you're not using the boat. So we're adding this to the mix. All right, lots of stuff. Let's get in there. Let's check it out. Well, here's a close-up look of the Rev10s, man. These things are monsters. Now, to get this to work on a X-Tower, this is X-Tower original, I think. Doesn't have, you can see it doesn't have the grooves in it. You actually have, they sell these offset brackets that actually pull the lower speaker away from the top speaker. That way you can get them both to fit. They're not gonna, you can't just bolt them up. They're not gonna fit like that. So they give you a pair, and I believe we have, is it one pair on each side? One pair on each side, and then this comes with its own mount, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Through the back.
So you only have to buy one pair, right, to extend the bottoms down. Yeah. So that's that. Now, one thing that's different about this, compared, can you hand me one of those speakers there? I want to just show them the difference between what a Rev10 might have compared to like a Rockford speaker. So here's what we had in the boat originally, right? You can see this right here. It's a typical speaker. It has a tweeter on it, right? Kind of a standard setup, right? And these actually sounded pretty decent for what they were. They don't have a lot of throw though, compared to a Rev10, and I'll tell you why. I'll hand that back to you. So these are called horn speakers, and if you see in the middle here, you'll see this has a horn, right? And that's kind of what you see at concerts. If you ever go look at the speakers that you'll see at like large events, they have horn speakers because it throws the sound out far. And so when you get a Rev10, not only do you get the larger surface area on the speaker, but you're getting a horn to throw the sound. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Of course, I love the design of the Rev10.
Can you put it up? Can you raise it up? For the camera, bounce like you getting crunk. I'm in my zone right now, I'm in the groove right now. I sing along with the song like wow. Yeah, that's a tune that makes me move. Get loose off of music with attitude, and I won't stop. Let my body rock so hot until I hear the countdown like 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody to the dance floor. Everybody just rock tonight. Everybody just bounce if you're feeling high. Like 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody to the dance floor. Everybody just rock tonight. Everybody just bounce if you're feeling high. Everybody just.
All right, well, here's the hull, and you can see our battery bank there on the right. We have the HDX1 on the far right of the amps. You can see in the center we have the Sinister 6 running all the speakers inside the boat, and then we have over here the Sinister 2.3, which runs the towers. Now, it's hard to tune a boat in a garage because there's no ambient sounds of the engine and the lake and all the stuff going on out here. So you really need to get it on the lake to really fine tune it. We set it up neutral on the gains, just because we didn't want to, overpower the speakers. There's no reason to. So now that we've actually ran it in the neutral position, it can use a little bit more. And when you make the adjustments on these gains, we're talking like a 1/16 of an inch. You are barely turning these things. You do not want to get crazy. What you don't want to do is damage all the speakers. So I'm going to show you here how easy this is. There's two Allens. There's one right there and one right there. We've already taken them off. And this plate right here will come off just like so. And then you'll see these right here, right? And on the top, you'll see the gain. I don't know if you can see that, if I can get in there close enough. You can see that it's going to be, just want to get some light. See that top one right there? We're just going to barely turn this one. This is for the tower. And you can actually, you're probably better to use you can do it with your fingernail. I just barely turned it, okay? We're going to do the same with the inside gains. There's 3 channels on this one, and we're going to adjust a couple of them here. I don't think we're using one of the gains. So we're going to adjust those, and we're going to get back on the lake, and we're going to see if it helped our sound.
Everybody just rock tonight. Everybody just bounce if you're feeling high. Everybody just rock tonight. Everybody just bounce if you're feeling high. If you're feeling high.
And the streets don't shine till you come out at night. Usually the harmless sight, but
Okay, well, I had a chance to try the new settings on the wet sounds, and I like it. I'm not going to go any higher. I mean, I can go higher, but I don't want to. There's no reason to, man, really. I'm not trying to, have everybody in the whole lake enjoy what I like. So I want to show you where I have it, and it may or may not work for you, but I'll show you. And like I mentioned before, you don't want to go huge adjustments on the gains. I'll kind of show you here. See that right there? Now, that's not max, okay? It's the other way. So we're on dot number 3 on the Rev10s with the Sinister 2.3, okay? And I think I'm on the same spot on the Sinister 6 with the inside of the boat, with the exception of the speakers under the window. There's no reason to hammer those because it's just pointing up at a window. So, and you don't want to hear distortion right there at all. So I kind of have those kind of mild. Outside that, I have the same settings on both. So, and yeah, I want to say one thing too, man. Like, these things are ice cold, man. These things feel like I got them when they got out of the box. Now, those Rockfords that I was running before, they were so hot that I was worried about catching a fire in here. I mean, they were literally that hot. You could not put your hands on it. And I'd called them, the manufacturers, and they said everything, that's how it's supposed to be. It's externally cooled. But I just didn't like it in the hull at all. And these things are ice cold. So far, so good. All right, a couple things I want to talk about is the charging system. As I mentioned before, we had a battery bank here, and people will say, why have a battery bank? What use is it? Well, one of the things it does is it keeps a trickle charge going in the batteries when you have it parked. I mean, if you've had a boat, I'm sure a lot of people here have gone to pick it up, you got everybody ready to go, and you go and the batteries are dead. That's a buzzkill. Well, this will hopefully trickle charge those. And also, if you have a boat that has like a clock on it, like a digital clock or something that's on, or stereo, it will just drain the batteries really bad, right? So hopefully this will help that, and you can keep your batteries charging at all times. And one more thing too, I want to mention is that I put a high energy alternator on it, and I crank out 13.4 amps now, and that's not a bad idea if you're running a hardcore stereo. So pretty cheap too. I think I got it for under $100. Definitely worth it. Make sure you get the marine one though. All right. Well, here we are, the Rev10s. I don't care what boat you have. You can have a brand new wake surf boat, whatever it is. I don't care how much money you spent on it. If you've got Rev10s on it, you're a straight up rock star, because these are the gold standard on all boats, man. There is nothing better than the Rev10. I think most people will say that. And what makes them a little different, as we mentioned before, is they are a horn speaker. You can see a horn in the middle. That throws the sound way out. So if you're doing wake surfing, you don't have to worry about not reaching the rider. It'll reach a wake boarder. It'll reach anything and everything you want to reach. You know, I was going to get a Rev8, but you know, if you're going to do it like you mean it. And so we added these, and they sound great. They have a lot more mid-range than what I had before. As you can see, it has a pretty good sub speaker on there or whatever, and it is, I mean, they sound phenomenal, man. The deep bass on them sounds good, the pitch on them sounds good, not distorting at all, just great. And like we mentioned before, there is a bracket. I'll kind of go in here one more time. I know I showed it to you guys, but I want to show it to you again. Here is the bracket that you will need to make these fit. It's so tight. See that right there? It's real tight. You won't get this in there without that bracket, and Wet Sounds makes that, and really nice piece too. It's not flimsy at all. Just an overall top-notch speaker. And if you do get Wet Sound stuff, I would advise getting it from an authorized dealer. There's a lot of people selling stuff out there that can be a little sketchy, and you're not going to get the warranties from Wet Sounds. So try to stick to an official Wet Sounds dealer if you can.
Usually the harmless type, but I know that you're worth the fight. The streets don't shine till you come out at night. Usually the harmless type, but I pass me that light though. I know you usually don't smoke, but I thought with me you might though. I'm just trying to show you my true intentions, like we met at an intersection. After that grass, I started undressing. Let me crash like echo, and I know you know there's something special you never had before. With them guys trying to impress you, be the one that never forget to recollect all that meant to, and I'll be the one to protect you. And I probably heard this 1,000 times from 100 guys from here to there, all the way down the line, but I'm not about this guy's only fancy line. I'm just trying to make you mine, just trying to take you. I don't know if you got that appetite. Goddamn, you fine night. Saw you in the mountain lights, yeah. Said before, so I had to try. You wanna come and stay the night? And the streets don't shine till you come out at night. The streets don't shine till you come out at night. The harmless type, right? You wanna come and stay the night. It's been hard though, they try for the mud. It's been heavy, I've been holding shit back on the flood. It's been heavy, it's hard though. Taking the years and half of everything. Straight facing no jokes, no time to play.
The inside of this boat has 6 Rev10s, and I can tell you they are phenomenal. I just ran them hard. There's no distortion, there's no over tweeting, super balanced. You get water on them, it doesn't matter. They take about 200 watts each. Just a phenomenal. I can see why everybody raves about these speakers, because they're that good. A lot better than what I took out. And one thing that's very cool is that they have built-in LEDs. I think there's 4 different colors to choose from. You can actually put it on their LED remote or controller that allows you to switch things up. You can add rings to them, but it's pretty cool because it doesn't cost any extra money. I have it direct wired where the reds come on. It turns into a red speaker when the navigation's turned on, so really cool. and you can't beat that price, man, having a built-in LED. I want to talk about the EQ from WakeSetter. This is the WS420BT. This is their latest model, and it's very good, especially if you wakeboard, wake surf. It's almost a must-have. Why? Because you have control of the tower and the inside of the boat individually. So let me zoom in here. So let's just take a look at it, and we'll kind of go from there. If we'll be able to read this, let's see. All right, well, there's 4 settings on this. You can see there's a high, a mid bass, and a bass, right? And what's nice about that, as we mentioned, is there's a ring. There's 2 components to this. You see there's a knob and a ring. The ring will control either the tower, the inside of the boat, and the knob will control the other. So why is that good? Because a Rev10 is going to have a different characteristic than a Rev06, right? They're 2 different kinds of speakers. So, you know, you can send out highs a little bit more, you know, maybe with the Rev10s, and you maybe don't want those highs in the boat as much, or vice versa, you know, but anyway, you have total control. You also have total control of the volume. As you can see through here, there is also the boat and the tower. You can have more, you can have it louder on the tower than you do in the boat. Or, you know, a lot of times too, when a wake surfer or wakeboarder goes down, you know, and you slow the boat down, all of a sudden it gets super loud, right? Because the boat's not moving anymore. Well, now you can just turn down one segment of the boat and not have to worry about it. You know, it's really nice. You also have control of the sub. That's really cool. And another cool thing, I'm going to show you this. Now, this is cool, especially if you have new riders and you're trying to teach them. It comes with a mic. See that? You push that, and you can hear your voice over the Rev10s. So you can communicate with people riding, new people trying to learn. Hey, keep an eye out. There's a boat on the right. Whatever it is, you can speak to the people now with this. It's built in. It comes part of this EQ at no extra charge. That's very cool. I thought that was a really neat piece of this thing. You also have control of the total sound. You got the main sound. And that's really cool too, because when you turn off your boat, right? Let's say you turn the power off. Well, all your settings that you put in that boat, whether you want the highs higher or the lows lower or whatever it is, all that goes back to neutral when the batteries are turned off and turned on. Well, now you can have your settings and they stay there, right? You don't work any volume off the deck. Everything is worked through here. So when you turn your boat on, all your settings are going to be the same. Nothing's going to change. So as I mentioned before, this is a huge part, probably my favorite part. Also too, I've seen a lot of you guys that mount these. I think this is the best mounting spot. It's to the right, it's clean. You can see right there. You drill a couple holes underneath it and then get a, I don't know, some kind of mounting bracket on the back, and it's rock solid. It looks clean. It looks like it's from the factory. There's nothing in the way of anybody, and I love it. Well, I'm super excited about this WakeSetter system. It's a little better than I thought it would be. Is it the cheapest thing in the world? No, there's cheaper stereo systems out there, but you get what you pay for. And you know when the WakeSetter stuff comes in that it's going to be high end, and it is. The people at WakeSetter are really cool to talk to. I've asked them a couple of questions. They've answered them. I don't think we had too many. We had a little bit of problem with the Bluetooth at first, but now it connected. I think it's probably more of a phone issue than it is their Bluetooth system. And it's just a great sounding stereo for a boat. You can add LEDs to all this stuff. They have LED kits if you want to get into that. As I mentioned before, the Rev06s have them built in. You don't have to pay for that. So yeah, man, I couldn't ask for anything better. I can't wait. Like I said, I'm super pumped up on this. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask the guys at WakeSetter. And I want to thank them too, man. I mean, this is rad. I'm not even just saying that. This is so awesome. This Shiver, I think it's a Shiver 36. And it is just such a high-end piece right here. Like, I want to show you real quick because it is really cool. Like, the interior is like, it's one of those super interiors, right? And it's supposed to hold 36 cans. That's really good, man. It's got a pouch here. You put your keys in, put whatever you got. And I want to thank those guys, man. This is rad, man. We're going to get a lot of use out of this. And you guys can pick this up. They sell that there. And they sell a lot of other stuff, too. So, anyway, thank you to the guys at WakeSetter. And thank you all for watching. This is Billy at Bakersfield Tough with the upgraded WakeSetter sound system. Man, I almost forgot. One of the coolest things were the covers for the Rev10s. They fit like a glove, man. You don't want any bug marks hitting these things. This will keep them looking like new for a long time. I want to thank all the guys at WakeSetter again, and thank you all for watching our video at Bakersfield Tough.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your anthem. hands up. Can you put it up? Can you raise it up? For the camera, bounce like you getting crunk. I'm in my zone right now. I'm in the